We are still here, yet excited about the 2021 Rise Up Single Mom Celebration. I keep saying it because I want you to believe it and feel it. This day, this event is specifically for you. Yes. So thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up, listening, watching, all that good stuff. So our guest that we have for this morning is none other than Miss Megan Mottley. So welcome to the celebration, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, we all are excited. I was telling the moms earlier, no matter if they are in their living room, their kitchen, their car, the grocery, I hope they are feeling the juice flowing and going, woo-hoo!
Yes.
Because this day is all about excitement. The year has been tough, Megan, right?
It has been.
Almost 2 years now has been tough and challenging for many, if not most of us. And this entire celebration is just about saying, take a chill.
Yes.
Recognize how dope you are.
Yes.
Give yourself a pat on the back. And oh, by the way, we've got some amazing topics and speakers like yourself that are going to help us finish the year strong as well as start 2022 on the right foot.
Yes.
So I couldn't think of anybody better than to talk about goal setting hacks than you and only you, because your journey has been so amazing. And, we've been friends for a number of years now, back when you were at the University of Memphis doing the newsletter, the newspaper, and having the summer sessions with the children. And we've done vision parties before and just all kinds of things. But then I want you to share a little bit about your journey and how you transitioned to become the, drum roll please, cookiepreneur, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. So share with the moms a little bit about that.
So in 2016, my daughter, who was 14 at the time, had an opportunity to go on a mission trip to Japan. We had 2 months to raise $3,500. I know, that's exactly. I was like, Lord, how?
2 months, $3,500.
I was like, Lord, how am I going to do this? Because she was in cheer and cheer was expensive. So I had no idea how we would come up with that amount of money in that short amount of time. So we planned a bunch of fundraisers. The first fundraiser totally flopped. And she looked so sad. This single mother life where I'm always like, no, we can't do this. We got to pick and choose certain things. But I knew this was her destiny. She had been studying Japanese and she was taken to the language just so quickly. So I said, well, Caitlin, I'll bake some cookies. It'll be our backup plan. And we'll get back to the other fundraisers. So the backup plan became the master plan. Okay. Because in less than 8 weeks, we had raised over $5,000.
What?
Yes.
2 months, over $5,000. So you exceeded the $3,500 goal.
Exceeded. It was, I call it a modern day miracle. And we were able to help 3 other people raise money for their mission trips. It was just an amazing thing.
The gift that kept on giving.
Yes.
So you had enough and more. So then you helped others.
Yes. People were like, will you help me? Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Wow. And see, that just speaks to your heart. And that's why I just love you so.
Oh, I love you too, sis. Yes.
That's so amazing.
Yes.
Wow. And just fast forward. Now you are full-time.
Yes.
Full stream into being the cookiepreneur.
Yes. So last year in 2020, around March, around the time that the pandemic started, I was closed for 3 months because my daughter had to come home from college. She's high risk. So I had no idea how I could continue to deliver because I was delivering cookies like 90% of the time. And so I couldn't figure out how I would deliver to residences. Yes, and be safe and not affect her because it was so new. We didn't know what we were dealing with. So I closed for 3 months. And then one day I get a call from The View. I actually thought it was a joke. I was just like, really, y'all? Like, it's a pandemic going on.
Yeah.
But she was able to tell me a bit about me and my business because I was like, okay, humor me. How did you find me?
Right.
And she started rolling off my history and my background, and I realized it was real. And that relaunch in July, that saved my business because when they found out that I was closed and that my daughter was high risk, they really rallied behind me. They was like, we want to help you relaunch.
And you see how that came full circle? Yes. You helped others when you made more than $3,500. Fast forward, now this organization, they're going to help you after you were closed for a few months.
Yes, absolutely.
Won't he will?
Yes.
Won't he do it?
And that I have been going strong ever since. So here I am a whole year later, still rocking and rolling, still doing cookies. She's off to college and I'm still here baking.
There you go. There you go. So today's topic is all about goal setting hacks, because you could not have been successful without having some goals and without meeting them and exceeding them. So I want you to help the moms and talk to us a bit this morning about what does it mean, right, for goal setting? And some of us are like, well, we just kind of take day by day and try to survive, which is not optimal, moms, okay? So step us through that. What are some tips you have, some hacks that you have to share with our moms?
You spoke about the vision board parties we used to do. That is so key, like creating a vision board, whether you do it the old school way with the poster board and magazine cutouts, or you do something on a Pinterest board. Definitely envisioning where you see yourself, where you see your business, and then creating action steps. So if you say, I want to write a book, okay, what are your action steps? Are you going to write for 30 minutes every Saturday? Are you going to skip that Netflix series and do some writing? You have to create that vision, but you also have to execute. And it takes a lot of times having to say no to a lot of fun things, because if your goal is to get, like I had a goal to get my business plan template done by the end of the year. So it's ready. I'll be releasing it in a couple of weeks, but I had to spend a lot of time, because a lot of people ask me, how did you do it? And that vision, that business plan, knowing where you see your business and where you want to go, because as your business grows, like it will, you never know who's going to see you, who's going to call you, and they ask you, how can I help you?
Exactly.
You have to know your numbers. You have to be able to explain, this is what I need. So start with a vision board, then create those action steps, and then execute. And because the 12 months, they really go by fast.
It does.
When you have like plans and goals and things in place. So, and also rest. When we think about our children, they get 4 breaks out of the school year. They get spring break, summer break, fall break, winter break. So we should really be taking breaks every quarter. Like unapologetically taking breaks so that you can refuel. We are serving customers. We are dealing with all types of things. And that can take a lot out of you. So you have to rest so that you can refuel and you can get back to those goals that you have.
And I love that you said it starts with step 1, the vision. What would you say to moms that are watching and listening, and they say, well, I really don't know where to start when it comes to my vision. I'm not sure exactly what I really want or where to go next. How would you encourage them to make that first step?
I would say, look at something that you love to do, that you just, even if you didn't get paid to do it. With the cookies, that passion with the cookies, I would have baked cookies. I baked for years before I did that mission trip project with my daughter. I did it just out of love. It was gifts that I would give my family, friends, my line sisters. So what is that thing that you would do even if you weren't going to get paid? People ask me all the time, you're not tired of baking yet? I mean, I get physically tired because I work a lot of long days, but I love it. I love what I do. So start there. What is that thing that you're able to do, whether it's hair, whether it's drawing, whether it's art? It could be, or pouring into other people, and see how you can turn that into something that you can monetize.
Wow. I like that. So that passion, whatever, we think about it, 1 a.m. that wakes us up, is probably that thing.
It's that thing.
And something else I've noticed, others often recognize our gifts, our talents, and our passion often before we do.
That's so true.
So I would even ask the moms, what are those things that other people are asking you to do or to help them with? Because that's probably something that's just oozing through your pores, right? That second step that you mentioned about the action plan. What are some things that you do to create the action plan? I know moms are juggling so many things with life and kids and school and work. So what does the action plan actually look like, or how can they create that?
So it's just like taking that ultimate vision and just breaking it down over a course of months. And then also, because we are juggling a lot of things, know that that's okay. Life is about seasons. There were so many moves that I would not make while I was raising my daughter. If the View had called me just 6 months earlier or a year earlier while it was her senior year, I would have said no. Because that year was so important. She was applying to colleges and it was a very stressful time. And so I was into being a mother during that time. That was my priority. So if you're in that season where you don't have the time, use that time to be working on writing your books. When they go to sleep, you could be at the computer working, you could be doing research and things like that. So as you're thinking of your action steps, look at the season that you're in. They will not be little forever.
Right.
I cannot believe.
I always say that.
Yeah, I can't believe my daughter's a junior in college.
Wow.
So there were times when it was all about her, and now it's I have all the time in the world now, so I can go full time with the business. But while she was in school, that season didn't allow that. So consider those seasons when you're doing your action steps as well.
Wow. So let's use this moment to encourage moms out there that feel like I'm in this place where they have one or multiple children and they're just running rapid, right? And they feel like, when am I ever going to get out of this season? And I think what I heard you say, it won't be like that always.
It won't.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Keep at your goals and dreams, whatever they may be, and just know that there's going to come a time that you're going to have some more free time, some more opportunities to really navigate some of your own personal interests. The other thing that it really sounds like you're saying is, I was listening as you were talking and just digesting it for my own life, but it also sounds like you're meaning wanting us to remember the sacrifice. You said some things you weren't able to do because of the timing or the season of where you were in life at that time. And that's a bitter pill to swallow.
It's hard.
It's hard if we're honest. But if we think about the end result of what we really want, it's actually okay. It's worth it in that season of saying, well, I may not be able to do this or that right now. So, Megan, this has been an amazing conversation. Time just flies.
It does.
I can talk to you all day, girl.
I know. Same here.
So, moms, hopefully you have grasped on to these 3 steps that Megan has shared with us regarding goal-setting hacks. We want you to be successful, as Megan has proven to you. You can be. So thanks so much for being on the show today, Megan.
So
it's been awesome chatting with you for a bit.
Success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And everybody has a little something that they're really good, they're really passionate for. And mine, like I said, is music.
Air traffic controller, expanding DJ.
I do both. I help people with DJing and I help people get on with air traffic control. The sky is the limit. You can do whatever it is you want to do out there. Those that are tuning in.
Even the name itself, Alpha Whiskey, kind of give us the breakdown of where that came from.
Yeah, always stay ahead. If you see something like, oh, I can see myself there, see it, whatever you do, I talk to God about it and turn it over. And next thing I know, I'll get a phone call. I'm like, thank you.
Be sure to check out the full episode on Kazukian.com or wherever you find your favorite podcast provider.
Thank you so much for connecting with us today for this celebration. Truly, this is meant especially just for you, moms. I'm so excited about our next guest for today, Ms. Tanya Braden. She is our 2021 Mom Spotlight. Crazy celebration, right? Woohoo! Welcome, Tanya. Thank you for being a part of the celebration today.
Wow, thank you. It's an honor and it's exciting. All of that wrapped up into one. I'm glad to be here.
So Tanya and I were just talking before the recording started, and I was like, Tanya, when did you start? When did you get connected initially with Rise Up Single Mom? I was like, was it 2018 or was it 2019? So you just reminded me it was 2018. And I think our first point of connection was the Get Her Done workshop at Southwest College.
That is right.
Yes, I got it right. So we were hosting the Get Her Done workshop, which is all about helping moms get back into college, whether they've ever been or whether they haven't been in 10 or 20 years. But at that workshop, we did every step together on the computer so that when moms left, they had to wait on was their acceptance letter or email from the school of their choice.
Exactly. And there were some representatives from other schools there. I don't know if you remember that there was
University of Memphis was there.
University of Memphis was there. And one of the ladies who was there was a representative from the department of the school that I actually graduated from. So it's like serendipity that all of those things happened at the time that they happened. and it came full circle. So
yes.
again, we registered for a class. Well, we registered for acceptance that day. We did the FAFSA and put in our applications for the school of our choice. And then after that, just sat back and was able to receive that acceptance letter.
Yes, and you got it. You
email.
emailed it to me. I was
did.
like, yes. Wow. So right before, I was telling Tanya, please don't make me cry, because she is so inspirational. Tanya has been the poster child for getting it done. We named that workshop Get Her Done because it's so hard for moms just to take that first step, which is applying.
Really
and you did that. So I want to commend you today for stepping out in the midst of having 2 children, being a single mom. You know, they had a lot going on in life and school and their personal journeys as well. And working. Yeah.
Full time.
And you were like the transportation, you were the cook, the cleaner, the helper, like the everything and I'll tell Tanya, the babies, but I know they're adults now.
They are, they're adults, pre-adults. They're that age where you are not a mother, a mommy, you're more of their consultant.
Yes.
And so we've transitioned into that stage of our relationship. But it's so awesome because I was able to kind of use that interaction with Rise Up Single Mom as a catalyst to kind of keep me engaged in that thing that I really wanted to do all along. And I just didn't have anyone or anything that I felt was just kind of give me a gentle nudge to push me a little bit further at every stage. And that was the great blessing in being connected with Rise Up Single Mom. So yeah.
Wow. And moms, Tanya is a bit modest. So I have to tell the other part of the story.
Okay.
Tanya has actually been on the news with us. We were, I think, on Channel 5 one morning. We were celebrating the Get Her Done workshop and our educational program through Rise Up Single Mom. Tanya also was on just this past May, the what show?
We were on the Drew Barrymore show.
The Drew Barrymore show. And Tanya was featured because of the amazing work she was doing. Fast forward to tomorrow is what day?
Tomorrow is graduation day.
Tomorrow is Tanya's graduation day. Like, what? You know?
We're going to be at the FedEx Forum at 4 p.m. and I'm so excited.
Yes. So tell us about your degree. Tell the moms.
I'm receiving the Master's of Science for Instructional Design and Education. And so what happens is that I have learned the foundations of developing online modules for curriculum. And so all of the things that we've been encountering as far as having students going into classes online virtually, those are some of the skill sets and the processes that I have been developing through this instructional design and technology degree. So
The other blessing in Tanya's story, we were talking on the phone a couple of weeks ago. Again, I have to pull it out of her because she'll be like, oh, it's just another day at the Braden household.
Really
I'm like, but you realize it's really not just another day, right? But Tanya is able to graduate without any debt.
That's correct.
That is
correct.
Tanya was the recipient of one of the scholarships we were able to give a couple years ago through Enterprise Holdings. And then from there, she's been able to tap into other financial resources as well. Just phenomenal. So moms, when you're thinking, I want to get my associates, I want to get my bachelor's, or you may be like, Tanya, I've gotten that and I want to keep going and get my master's degree. I want you to think about Tanya and say, I can do this. I may have a full schedule. I may have children to transport and feed and clean and cook and everything else. However, when you have a personal desire in your heart to really achieve whatever it may be, we want to remind you and encourage you that, as they said on Nutty Professor, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Right. That's right.
Yes, you can.
Exactly. God first.
Yes,
however,
God first.
You ask him for what you want. And the motivation was, let's see what resources that we have. And so that he can multiply those things, connecting with organizations like Rise Up Single Mom, tapping into other nonprofit organizations, asking your employer. There's so many people who want to help you do what you are able to do anyway. And so it's just a matter of not feeling overwhelmed or bound by what the world says is that we have to take out a loan or have to go into debt. If I could take a little bit out of every paycheck, and that was pretty much what I did.
Sacrifice.
The university said you can put your tuition on a payment plan And I was able to see what I got in every month and be able to just kind of spread it around and make sure that everything was taken care of. And again, with a little of God's grace, we were able to do everything that we needed to do. Tuition. And again, I have 2 young people at home and one who's actually, enrolled at the University of Chattanooga. So all of these things had to happen at the same time. And again, I'm just so thankful that we were able to get to this point.
Yes.
And then there's no debt for that degree.
Talk about inspirational. I love all of that, Tanya. So I want to ask you this question for the moms that are watching and listening today. How does it feel being at this point now where you have graduation day tomorrow? How does that feel for you?
It feels awesome. Honestly, it's more of I've been planning and writing down, being intentional about doing assignments. And then once the assignments trickle down and more of, now I need to start planning for the second phase or the next phase. And also taking a little time to celebrate and breathe and be mindful that this is a wonderful stage in life and just enjoy this. Sometimes we get into that minutia of keep moving forward and got to do the next thing and the next thing. Let me take a moment to just celebrate and relax and enjoy the blessings that, we have with us right now. So that's what today and this weekend is. It's celebration, it's an enjoyment. And then we're going to look into the next phase.
Yeah. And is it serendipity that the day of this event is the day right before your graduation day? We didn't even know that when we were planning. And you sent me the invitation. I was like, wow, right? Wow, Tanya. So you just talked about the next phase. So what's the next phase for you now that you have completed this degree? What's next for you?
That's a great question. And so I'm already employed with a great organization.
Awesome.
And so just being able to implement the nuggets of the things that I've learned back into what I'm doing now. I'm working with Tech 901. If you all know me, you know me, that's a great organization in the city of Memphis, but also being able to see what my talent and my passion can do personally. And so being an individual, a consultant, a practitioner, someone who can actually do these things independently as well as for my employer. So we'll see in 2022. I've got some things in the pipeline, but I'm not ready to release that yet.
We get it.
But there are definitely some things that are underway.
So some things are still brewing. I absolutely love this because Tanya is the epitome of never stopping, never quitting, never getting complacent with where we are. Even when you're successful, she'd had her bachelor's degree. She says, I want my master's. Now she's going to walk across that stage tomorrow and she's like, I have something brewing for 2022. I love it, Tanya. This is just so wonderful. So moms, I want you to really grab a hold of what Tanya is displaying by sharing her personal story, right, of connecting with Rise of Single Mom in 2018, starting her educational path at the University of Memphis in 2019, tapping into financial resources, praying, giving it to God, allowing the resources to come to her and to open up for her to tap into, and then continuing to go. And I don't want to undernote the part here about hard work. But sometimes we look at people that are successful and we go, oh, wow, that's so awesome. That's so great. And we start our journey. We're like, whoo, I didn't realize I was going to have to miss Real Housewives of Atlanta this weekend.
It was definitely a journey. It was a struggle. It's always hard. Yeah. You can't ever think, well, I got this. I can do this. You can. However, it's going to be hard. Yes. And not only was it difficult, there was a whole panorama going on. Okay.
Yes,
and
the pandemic. Wow.
And I told someone the other day, I said, well, you had to realize that not only were the students going through, but the teachers were going through as well. And so I kind of buckled down and I told myself, they can't fail us all. So I must just keep going, whether I'm stressed or depressed or don't know what's going on. I ask as many questions as I can. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to have to continue and go forward. Yes. And they're not going to penalize us because we're all going through this same stressful, pandemic. And so just knowing that just kind of kept me going forward. And so being able to see that I'm on the other side of that now is just a blessing.
Yes, it is. And the other part of that you just spoke to is we are all human at the end of the day. We all have bad days, down days, gloomy days, work hard days, upbeat days, right? But we're yet human. So even in the midst of that, as Megan told us, stay mindful of the goal. Have your action steps and plans so that you can continue working the plan. There's some sacrifice in the middle of there. You may not be able to do every single function, every single Netflix series, but keep at it. And I don't know if you remember, but in 2018, we took pictures at Southwest during the Get Her Done workshop in cap and gown. And I told the moms, I wanted them to begin their journey with the end in mind, seeing themselves in that place of graduation. And you are there now, Tanya. So again, amazing job. I can't stop saying it. This has been truly amazing what you have been able to accomplish, even in the midst of a pandemic, even being, as society would say, a single mom. You can, moms, obtain, work hard, and complete any goal that you have inside of you. So that's the message we really want to echo today. Also, while encouraging and celebrating Tanya on her graduation tomorrow. Now, here's something that Tanya didn't know about that I want to announce officially today. Drum roll, please. Wow. She says, oh, wow. Rise Up Single Mom, we want to continue helping moms because Tanya has been the very first graduate that has been a part of our Get Her Done workshops through the educational program with Rise Up Single Mom. We are naming our educational scholarship after her.
Oh, wow.
It will be the Tanya Braden Educational Scholarship through Rise Up Single Mom.
My goodness.
So moms,
serious?
Hang in there.
Wow.
We're so excited to celebrate Tanya. Whoever the next recipients are of those scholarships, we want you to think in the spirit of Tanya, which is, I'm not going to be complacent. I can do this and get her done. Right?
That's awesome. You said don't make you cry. Don't make me cry. Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Oh, thank you so much again, Tanya, for being here with us today and being a part of Rise Up Single Mom. Thank you for joining us.
The Kazuki Network presents Riffin' on Jazz.
Hello and welcome to Riffin' on Jazz. I'm Howard Robertson.
And I'm Malvin Massey.
And I'm Chuck O'Bannon.
How y'all doing?
Wonderful. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Happy holidays.
Yes. We got a very, very special show today. We are thrilled to have with us the one and only Memphis born and bred Kirk Whalum.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Riffin' on Jazz, my friend.
I'm grateful. I cower at the magic of the riffin' cats.
We always have themes, man. So this one is Christmas with Kirk.
By the way, this is Riffin' on Jazz on the Kazuki Network. And before we go any further, make sure you download this show on the Kazukian.com and play it all season. It ain't Christmas yet. So you can play it again and again. Invite your friends over and play it for them too.
Welcome back, moms, to the 2021 Rise Up Single Mom celebration. Woohoo! I'm your host, Clarissa Joy, also the founder of our nonprofit organization, Rise Up Single Mom. And this celebration is all about you and for you. Our next guest, which I'm thrilled about this conversation, is something I personally had many questions about, but Samaria Grandberry is here with us. She's a registered dietitian. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit, how did this all get started for you?
So let's see, I grew up on a farm, right? So I grew up in like food production.
Was it in Memphis?
Yes,
okay.
It's about 20 miles north of Memphis, right, like close to Millington.
Okay.
So I grew up on a farm. So I grew up like waking up, picking peas and doing all of the
country life.
Yep. Slaughtering cows and chickens, like all that stuff. So I grew up around like food production.
Okay.
And I also grew up like as an athlete. So I played basketball and I ran track, and I saw how what I ate before my game affected my athletic performance. So the way that, if I ate an apple before my track my track meet, that has fiber in it, like how that affected the way I ran, or if, we had pizza before a basketball game. So I started to notice all these things. And then my junior year, my track coach was a dietitian at the health, actually for the military, for the Navy. And I didn't even know that was a profession, but I just knew that I loved like learning about food and nutrition. And so as I started, like when I met her and then I started to learn about the field of like dietetics, I was like, yes, this is what I want to do, right? Like I just believe so much like in the power of nutrition to really heal people and really free people from a lot of the things that they're experiencing. And so ever since I was 16, I knew I wanted to be a dietitian, and I went all throughout college and studied nutrition. I studied abroad and did all the things, in community nutrition, hospital nutrition, agriculture, sports, brought it all together.
Oh, no, there were so many fields.
And so I've really experienced so many of them. And I really love what I do as a dietitian and really working one-on-one with people to help them figure out, what are the root causes of their health conditions and how we can use nutrition to support those conditions.
So in other words, you're telling us that you are the real MVP. Is that what you're saying?
I like to think that dietitians have a superpower that not a lot of people other have. So
yes. Well, again, there are so many myths that surround us about our food intake and just this whole culture and social culture around what we're eating, all the body shaming that we see on social media, Instagram, Facebook. And it's like, okay, what's next? So let me ask you this question. When it comes for moms, when we think about preparing healthy meals for ourselves and for our families, what are some guides, some tips that you would share with moms on, when it comes to what should we be thinking about?
So, when we're thinking about like creating a meal, we want to go back to like the basics. So like we always have heard breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So make sure you eat breakfast.
I've heard that.
Wake up and eat breakfast. And then I like
my cup of coffee is good enough in the morning.
That sets your body in like this state of overdrive, that really is not going to set you up well for the rest of the day. So
I hear you.
So trying to, even if you do coffee and you add a little bit of collagen, maybe you have a boiled egg, or something like that. Like there's some fat there, some protein there, and then you still get your coffee. So it's not like I'm asking you to go all the way back 50 years and sit down at the table with your entire family and cook, biscuits and bacon and grits. Because I get that we're all busy and we're moving, but just trying to fit these important nutrition principles like into our busy daily lives is important. So
in this topic, we really wanted to talk about just dispelling the diets. Like there's so many things out there that we hear about in terms of the keto diet is so hot right now, but is it really healthy for us? So what should we be thinking about when it comes to overall nutrition and what we are intaking?
Yeah, so I think one of the first things that we have to do is really like go back, right? We got to go back like 100 years ago and think about where did all this come from? Like, why are women so upset? Why are we so obsessed with dieting?
Because we are.
Right. It's like every single year where it's like coming with a new diet or, I'm only going to drink water with cayenne pepper and lemon. This is going to help. Like all these things. And like the diet industry is targeted towards women. And so I think you have to go way, way back. And so in the 1800s, actually, the BMI, so the number that we always hear about.
Is that the body mass index?
Yes, the body mass index. In the 1800s, it was created in Europe by a group of men, statisticians, mathematicians, sociologists, right? Zero healthcare professionals, no women, people of color, right? And so it was created by them, and it's still used today to put all of us into these categories.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
It
doesn't make any sense. And so we have to go back and realize where these standards came from and that they're extremely unrealistic.
That's a good point.
And so it's like, if we can kind of like rewire our minds to not think that way of our bodies, I think that can really help to free us from those standards.
So fast forwarding, when we're thinking about freeing ourselves or becoming free from these artificial, if you will, standards, what should we be thinking about when it comes to nutrition?
I think we have to think about it more in a holistic sense, right? Like we are mind, body, soul. Food is more than calories in versus calories out.
Okay.
You know, food is social. Food is emotional.
It is.
You know,
it feels good. Mac and
right?
cheese.
Right. When you go out and hang out with your friends, you want to be able to eat and not just have a salad because you're being good.
Right.
You know,
you just came today to step on all my toes.
You know, like when you at Thanksgiving, you don't have to work, you don't have to exercise extra hard the day before, the day after, because you need to work for your meal.
But I do.
You know, like, and that's what we're taught. You know, you need to work
and
for this.
You feel guilty.
You feel guilty.
Well, you know you're going to have the extra carbs and desserts because you're at a social or family gathering.
And diet culture has done a really good job of keeping us in these cycles of shame. Okay. And so I think we need to think about food as more than calories in versus calories out, and thinking about all the needs that we have as humans. You know, we have a need to connect with people and socialize and eat good food and laugh and, you know, and all of these things. And so thinking about food beside, like in a different way, and really letting go of those standards that were never meant for us to fit into, especially as women, for people of color. You know, we were never meant to fit in these standards of like be in between this, like these BMI
My height
scales.
is 5'2", so I should weigh this amount of pounds, and it's red on my scale if I'm over that amount.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Okay. I mean, because we know, like I said, African American women naturally have a higher percentage of muscle mass. Okay. So it's naturally gonna.
I like the way you put that. More muscle.
Yes. So it's naturally going to weigh more on the scale.
Right.
So looking at that number on the scale, you can be the same, you know, BMI as someone that's, you know, a different ethnic group than you, but you have higher weight because you have more muscle mass.
Okay. Wow. So what is your routine? How do you keep it balanced? You look great, by the way. So how do you keep it balanced? What's your deal?
So I think that, like, really listening to your body, right? Okay. Doing the things that you enjoy. So I'm not in the gym. I don't even have a gym membership, you know? You're not in the gym, like, you know, sweating super hard, stressing your body out, you know, just in under eating. You know, that's not the routine that it has to be in your life, you know? Like waking up in the morning, eating what you enjoy.
Is it 3 meals a day, 2 snacks?
You know, it's really what you're hungry for, you know, because different times during your life, different times during the month, you know, different stress levels, you're gonna feel hungry. True. You're gonna feel, you know, less. Yes, you're gonna feel.
Women, we've got hormones.
Right, you're gonna feel less hungry these times, you know. So really listening to your body and not putting us on this like strict, like you need to do this, and this.
So regimented in this box that we've got to check it off. So you're helping us to get free today. I love this.
Yeah, you know, get up and walk. You know, if you want to go walking, you don't have to, you know, do an intense exercise. You know, go walk somewhere. You know, grow a garden. You know, I just try to help people to fit like health and wellness into their everyday life and not make it feel like this chore of like this, oh, I have to be good, you know, because that's why I think dieting isn't realistic, because it's so intense.
And then what about the binges? So you do good all week and then you binge on the weekend. So does that really balance itself out?
Right. Yeah. Because it's like you're restricting yourself from, I can't have Starbucks, I can't have Chick-fil-A, I can't have anything all week long. And then it's like, but on the weekend, I'm going to have a cheat day. And it's like, you just eat 5,000 calories, you know, in one day. It's like, why don't you
could have just spread that out for the weekend? Felt good.
Just had your Chick-fil-A, you know. You didn't have to say no to your coworkers, you know, because you're being good or you're on your diet. Like that, it just doesn't work. And so then you find yourself again and again every single year looking for a new diet, looking for a new weight loss plan.
That's what we do.
Because we're being way too restrictive, and that's not how, you know, wellness is meant to be.
Okay. And then you help women, you help people, you know, with this journey. So tell me a bit about the wellness program you've got coming up.
Yeah, so this January, actually, we have a challenge called the Rebalance Challenge.
I like that.
Yeah, and so I'm collaborating with a certified personal trainer, and it's a 4-week group program. So you get to come in, we do like a one-on-one consultation. We talk you through nutrition, wellness. We do all the assessments. And then from there, we support you through 4 weeks through like nutrition classes, exercises, and how you can incorporate this into your life to make it a real life thing. So it's really for women who really want to ditch dieting, like we were talking about today. Let's
ditching the diet.
Let's ditch the diet and rebalance our life for good health and wellness, like throughout the rest of our life. So we're going to go back and we're going to talk about mindset, because I think that's a huge part of it.
It is.
Let's talk about mindset. Why are you feeling this way about your body and about yourself in the first place? So we're going to work through those things. We're going to talk about grocery shopping, meal planning, all the things that can be barriers to really help you implement these things. So it's called the Rebalance Challenge, and people can sign up at my website at www.feedingtheroot.com.
Feedingtheroot.com.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually have a promo code for your listeners.
So, promo code. We love to say.
Yes.
What's the promo code?
So it's RUSM10. You can use that for 10% off. So
awesome. RUSM10 to save 10% off this wellness program.
Yep.
I really love that. That sounds like the total body, right? From minus to really coming into your own and your health, nutrition, shopping.
Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask you this question, because moms are so busy. What is just 1 or 2 tips that you could give moms when it comes to, for those of us that say, I want to make a change. I want to think about total wellness. I love the way you put that. What would you say to those moms?
I would say for one of the things we can do is really plan ahead. So,
intentional.
Yes, being intentional. So when you go to the grocery store with meals in mind.
Okay.
So what am I buying? And
not just random stuff.
Yes,
because the packaging looks good.
Yes.
Like, I want 2 of those.
It can also help you save money, because you're not buying a whole bunch of, you're making things to make meals.
Okay.
So you're buying things that are going to make good snacks and meals for your family.
Okay.
So that's going to be important. And then really just sitting down and I know this is going to sound really basic, but chewing your food.
Oh, chewing your food.
Think about how many times we eat in the car. During
that was good.
During lunch break while you're still typing or whatever, you know what I mean? All of these things, we're never sitting down and really paying attention to our bodies and how our bodies respond to food, and so really sitting down and just chewing your food, eating, enjoying, digesting well. It's not only important for your mind, but it's important for your body. If your body's always in this working stress mode, it can't absorb the food that it like it really needs to.
Wow, I never thought about that connection of just going.
Yeah.
And then, we eat real quick because then got to get on another call. Got to go pick up from school.
Because if your body is working so hard to do all the other things, it can't focus on the digestion. So that's why sometimes people end up with bloating and, all these other GI conditions. It's because you didn't give your body the energy that it really needed and the focus that it needed to focus, on digestion. So really just sitting down, and I think it really can do a lot for your mind, for your body, just sitting and chewing and eating and enjoying. Maybe if you just, maybe try to do one family meal, per week. Sit down, with the kids and just eat and enjoy and talk, and just really take that time to enjoy and be grateful.
Yes, I love that. That's really big at our house. We probably have a meal at the table, maybe 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Yeah, we really try to do that. And I love the other benefits that you mentioned. It's really all connected. I never really thought about the other parts of that, body, mind, being intentional.
Yep.
What would you say is just the largest benefit or most significant benefit that you hear from the women that you help?
I will say that a lot of women, they say, I never had someone just really work through all the pieces.
Yes.
Because so
bring
many
it full circle.
Yes, in our world of conventional medicine, it's oh, you have a stomach issue, we're gonna talk about your stomach. Oh, you have a skin issue, we're gonna talk about your skin. Oh, you have it's all separate, but it's not talking about how stress is affecting your digestion.
Okay.
And so I think that's one of the things that I really pride myself in, is looking at the whole person and really sitting here and listening. Listening to your story and putting all the pieces together and how that can affect your health. And so that's one of the things that I think people really enjoy when working with me. It's man, I really heard someone listen to me. So
this conversation has just been amazing. Thank you so much for helping us understand the history with diets, just ditching them, and then what we really should be focused on moving forward. So thanks so much for being on the show today. We have another Amazon gift card winner. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Hopefully you are tuned in. Thank you for that drum roll. It is Miss Kelly 100. You are a winner. Be sure to inbox me your address so we can get your Amazon gift card mailed to you directly. And we hope you enjoy. So this has been such an amazing conversation, such an amazing day. Thank you, moms, for being a part of Rise Up Single Mom. You know where to find us. Look for us on Instagram and Facebook. Just simply search for Rise Up Single Mom. I'm your host, Clarissa Joy. It's been amazing being a part of the celebration for today.
Kadzukian.
Is based in Memphis, but it is international.
A new building, an expanded team, new equipment, a new studio, all inside of 7 years.
The resources that we were able to utilize with Kadzukian and their team has been incredible. And our partners at Kadzukian has been a large part of our success.
One, it's Black owned. So we get to tell our own stories in our own way. I'm so proud of the founder, Larry Robinson, and his entire family and all of the team here at Kadzukian.
We are so proud of their progress that they've made here in Memphis.
With social media and the technology we have today, the world is listening.
Kadzukian. Check out all your Kadzukian favorites now. Download the Kadzukian app, available on Android and iOS.
Hi, moms, and welcome back to the Rise Up Single Mom 2021 celebration. This day is all about you, specifically for you. I'm your host, Clarissa Joy, also the founder of Rise Up Single Mom, our nonprofit that is here to help and support single moms. You probably know my story. I was a single mom for almost 9 years. So although, I've been so blessed to be able to get remarried now, we just celebrated our 2nd year anniversary. We are still here to support and uplift single moms. We have another Amazon gift card winner. We're going to announce that winner now. So drum roll, please. Tanya, you got to give a drum roll. It is Miss Jamie Alexis. You're the winner. Woohoo! Inbox me your address. We will get that gift card mailed to you. And congratulations, Jamie. So for this next topic, this one is really, really important because it's something that we probably don't do unless you just an expert like Tan here. So I want to introduce you to Miss Tan Shakespeare. Welcome to the celebration.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here. So Tan, you are a mindfulness guide. So how did you start this? Where did this all start for you?
It started with me needing to breathe. It started with me needing to control my own anxiety, needing to control the controllables.
Okay.
There's so much going on outside of our doors that we can't control.
That's so true.
But what I can do is control my response to those things,
Yes.
right? I can check in with myself. And so I started January 2021. I
Okay.
started practicing mindfulness, and then I was invited to do a corporate session. And from there, I've been rolling and recording ever since.
Wow, that's just so amazing. And when we think about mindfulness, I think with COVID and the pandemic, mindfulness, self-care are now seemingly becoming buzzwords. Help us. What does mindfulness really mean?
It's just being present. It's
Okay.
being present and being aware. It's focusing your awareness, right? So it's focusing your awareness on your breath, on
Okay.
your body, on the moment, on how you're feeling. It's just checking in. It's
Okay.
just checking in with oneself and muting all of the external noise and just bringing your awareness inside.
And when you say checking in, is that like a literal thing? I've heard say, check in on your strong friends, check in on yourself, check in. We're really going to break it down for the moms because this is such an important topic. And I really want you all to really grasp what Tan is putting out here. So with checking in, what does that look like?
For me, I like to simplify.
Okay.
Because we have so many different schools of thought when it comes to that. And for beginners, we don't need to overcomplicate. We're going to keep it simple, right?
Okay.
So keeping it simple for me, it just means taking intentional time out to cultivate a practice where I am silencing everything outside of me so that I can focus on what Tanya needs today. I can focus on my health. I can focus on things that maybe wouldn't get the attention that they deserve if I were busy running errands and checking in with my family and checking in with other people and like this and like this, right?
Talk about it. We are so in this era of just go, hustle, bustle, and then that phone, social media, telephone calls, text messages,
the to-do list that never gets all ticked, and that's
it's never ending.
Right.
And it's always in the back of our minds, subliminally, even if we don't know that we're thinking about it. So I love when you said just like stopping, because I was thinking to myself when you said that, oops, ouch, you're stepping on my toe, because I do just keep going. But that really isn't beneficial for mindfulness.
It's not long-term, it isn't.
Okay.
And we're seeing that now. We're seeing that now because, again, we're in that era where everybody's concerned about everything and everybody.
Yes.
You got to come home. Do I have a fever? That cough, was that a cough or was it an allergy?
Was
it's
it
so
COVID?
Much. Right. So we have to just intentionally create a practice. Just like you brush your teeth every day, that's just something that you don't consider as optional.
Absolutely. No matter how late you wake up, you still gonna brush your teeth.
Right. Yeah. So self-care is very, very similar. Self-care should not be optional.
Yes.
And self-care is not selfish. Self-neglect is selfish. That family, especially with single moms.
Yes.
Who's gonna do what you do? Who's gonna replace you?
Facts.
I'm sure you can think of, if we gave pause to this moment, I'm sure you could think of several women who are no longer here that could have benefited from self-care practices. Several women in particular, because we try to run everything for everybody, everything for everybody. Wake up, rush the kids off, run to work, give everybody everything we've got, right? Do the errands, run home. Oh, we got to do this and this. Then it's time for bed. When have you checked in to see how you're doing today? When have you checked in to slow down to say, okay, something doesn't feel right. How do I self-correct? Maybe, got a headache. You know what? 2 days in a row, I didn't drink enough water. That's what it is.
That
like
was it.
slowing down to be more mindful and aware. It's not anything fancy. It's not anything scary. I like to use the word mindfulness instead of meditation, because meditation, you start thinking Eastern religions and, and in the South, people have problems with that.
Oh, that's true.
It's really just taking time out.
But okay.
It's really just taking time out. You don't need a fancy candle. You don't need, I like them, but you don't have to have, you don't have to have it. You can have a moment of just being present, washing dishes.
Okay.
Just, the water, realizing like the sensation of the water. I'm being productive. This is, and just being here in this moment, not thinking about an hour ago, not thinking about tomorrow, but honestly, sincerely, embracing that moment. And we'll talk about the breath in just a minute.
Yes. Okay. So moms, I know they're thinking, ouch, Tanya is stepping on my toes. I need to do better. I need to be more mindful. Where does she start? That mom is saying, today, I'm going to listen up. I'm going to start practicing this. Where does she start? What's the very first step for the, mom that says, I want to be more mindful?
She has to first recognize that she wants to dismantle the superwoman complex.
Oh, yes.
That we've
Take
inherited.
That cape off, rip it off,
Right.
Put it down, light it on fire, spread the ashes in the Mississippi.
Exactly.
Burn it.
So you first have to recognize you got to do better.
Okay.
And you can have your why. Why do I need to do better? Who do I need to do better for?
Yes.
How might I benefit from being more focused, being more relaxed, being more in tune, right? So once you get your value system, the rest comes easy. So after that, just saying to yourself, I want to intentionally cultivate a practice where I check in with myself. So if you know you're brushing your teeth every day, how about you just take some deep breaths when you brush your teeth? You're already just kind of standing there. Stop letting your mind race about what you got. The day is going to take care of itself.
Oh, that's true.
So we get into those deep, smooth breaths. Your lungs are about, they make up so much more of your body cavity than you even realize. We get caught up in taking really short, shallow breaths.
Yes,
and
we do.
Every cell in your body requires oxygen. And so when you think about headaches and you think about mental fog, you think about dizzy spells and things like that, it could simply be like all this time we've been talking, I haven't taken one deep, full breath.
A lack of oxygen. Wow. And even my watch will say, breathe, like I'm forgetting to breathe. And when I'm working out, I'll get a cramp and she'll say, are you breathing? She'll remind us, breathe.
Oxygen.
And it's so important, but it's such a little thing we forget. We don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm. It's because in our society today, everything's rush, fast. And again, we're like this, and we're thinking about the next thing.
Right.
We are not giving our bodies time to really take time to fully engage your lungs, let that belly expand, and I like to say breathe into your hips. If you can think about drawing your breath from the crown, through your body, through your torso, into that space, you'll realize I have not been breathing. I don't know what I've been doing, but this ain't it, right?
Right.
And just after 3 deep breaths like that, you will feel a certain release that you become addicted to.
Yes.
You become addicted to connecting with yourself and checking in with your body. So with the breath, you want to start to create an awareness of how am I feeling? Where do I feel tension?
Exactly.
Right, as you're inhaling.
So even physical tension.
Okay. Physical pain, stiffness. As you check in with yourself, you can imagine the breath kind of going into, sending that energy into those spaces.
Okay.
And then telling your body, relax. Telling your body, just breathe and relax, soften, release.
Okay, so let's take a quick second, because I know some moms are thinking, that sounds all good and stuff. Let's take a quick snippet, right? And really walk moms through what this looks like, because I really want them to grasp this whole mindfulness exercise and, really making it a part of our lifestyle. So walk us through that.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So, all right, everybody get comfortable. So what we would do is find a comfortable position, seated, preferably. So you could be lying down, you could be seated, and just find a comfortable position for you. Make sure your chin isn't jutted out with the computer neck that we're used to, right? So soften your shoulders, let your shoulders drift away from your ears. We do this a lot.
We do.
And you hold tension in the strangest
I just
places
dropped mine
sometimes.
as soon as you said that.
Right?
It's like, oh.
So create some space, right?
Okay.
So soften that. Soften your face. A lot of times we don't realize that we're holding our tongue up to the palate. We don't have to do that. You have a cradle built in. Just soften your tongue.
I'm letting it go.
Soften your jaws, right? And then just start to check in with your body, taking smooth, deep inhales, and you can just release through the mouth. And it's okay that your breath is audible. If you hear it, you're doing it right. Okay. Smooth breaths in, and just hold. Imagine taking that breath into your hips, though. You don't want to just take shallow breaths. I know we're on camera, but this is how we do it. This is how we do it. See? Don't fall asleep.
Okay.
But
like through the hips. Through the hips, I just felt that.
You feel it? You feel how it expands? Because you're taking that breath in and you're forcing that into that space.
Okay.
And every cell in your body is benefiting from that. And then just release. Don't force it out. Just release. And as you're doing that, imagine just kind of taking a body scan. Where do you feel tension? Where do you feel pain? As you do that, you'll start to connect with your body in ways you never knew. And you'll start to receive revelations, answers to questions you didn't know you even need an answer to. So this is the time that you find out what you wish you knew. You understand? Like, what is it that your body is telling you or been trying to tell you? Because sometimes inspirations don't shout, they whisper. And you can't do that when you've got all this noise competing for your attention, right?
Wow. And like, I feel the hip thing. And it's like, oh, can we take a nap? Not right now. Not right now. And then I'm even thinking about, 2022. Like, that gave me a release and a pause. I love that. And then you said earlier, you start craving more of it when you start doing it.
You do. You do.
Okay. Did I do okay?
You did really well. You did really well. And I know that the lights and all, but can you imagine taking the same practice to your own safe space? You can do it in the tub. You can do it when you're just because I don't think special equipment is necessary. I don't think memberships are necessary. That's great if you get to that point.
Sure.
But let's start small.
Okay.
Because when you make things seem too unattainable, it
it's
gets intimidating. Exactly. But we can all breathe. Exactly.
Then we don't do it.
But you can take time to take 3 deep, full belly breaths. Who can't take time to do that?
Belly breaths. I like that.
If you're in Memphis traffic, you can do that at a stoplight.
Yeah, if you're in the Chick-fil-A line, you can do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I went to Chick-fil-A this morning.
Exactly. So the benefits are too numerous to even go into right now, but it clears up mental fog. It has helped with hypertension.
Let's talk about the benefits, because I'm a firm believer if we know the reason and the rationale behind why we're telling and encouraging them to do this, it may stick with us and we actually do it after today. So go into the benefits of that you've experienced, people that you've guided through mindfulness. What have been the benefits for them?
Well, when we do it before work, I've done a lot of corporate sessions. They report being more focused, being more relaxed, having answers and creativity come to them that they might have been stifled on before. For me, it reduces anxiety, it reduces insomnia. Last night, the storms were, you know how the storms were here. That was the only thing that calmed me down, was being able to say, okay, you've got to practice what you preach. This is literal noise outside, right? But I've got stuff to do, right? And so just taking the time to practice what I preach, that helps. So with insomnia and just focus. And again, I think audacious self-love and radical self-acceptance. That's one of the things that is really important.
Radical self-acceptance. I love that. Okay, like I'm really just feeding into everything you're saying here.
But you learn to love yourself more when you talk to yourself. How do you have a relationship with other people, but you don't have a relationship with yourself?
That's true.
Think about it. And I know it sounds silly in a way if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
But if you're just walking through life, rushing through life, you're a robot. How are you different from AI? When do you take time to slow down and say, you know what? Okay, I'm not feeling this today. And then you create a safe space. This is where you have to be really protective of your time. So my family knows when I'm here, I'm going to tell them, look, I'm here. Phones on do not disturb. I'll let you know when I want to see you. I'm going to be in the tub, maybe 2 hours, just check on me, make sure I didn't drown, but this is my time. Right? So we have to protect yourself like you protect your child. Every single mom knows what you're willing to do for your child.
Oh, absolutely.
Do that for yourself. Imagine yourself in distress, because that's where you'll be.
Switch that mentality.
Switch it.
Of how, much energy and time and effort we put into everybody else, from family to children to parents to whomever. What if we did the same thing for ourselves?
Real quick, I want to talk about that. How we're so caught up in image and what we look like and how we project. How do you feel though? If you focus on the organic, simple process of checking in with yourself, you're going to stop doing those things that don't serve you well. Seriously.
That don't serve you well.
That divine
Put a
wisdom
pin
comes
right
up.
there, moms. If it doesn't serve you well,
The
why?
job, relationship, food. How many years are you going to keep saying?
You just came to preach today, Tan. I'm just going to sit back.
How many more years are you going to say, this is the year I do this? This is the year I do that?
That's what we say.
Because now do you know how much time you have?
Right.
You can start today.
We never know.
Right. Take that breath. Take a cleansing breath. Check in with yourself.
Yes.
Ask yourself, why do I do this? Is it because other people expect me to? Or is this my passion? Is this my gift? Am I operating in the path that I'm supposed to be operating in? This is when you can ask yourself those questions that only you can answer for you.
Wow. Okay, so when we get to this place of mindfulness, I think I'm hearing a couple different flavors. It can be when you're washing dishes. It can be a 2-hour R&R night in the tub, or day or morning. So it doesn't have to look like one specific way. There's no box around what's right or wrong when it comes to mindfulness. I love that. So talk to us a bit more about just some of your own practices that you may do, because we love to hear other people's journeys and experiences.
Of course. I will do it sometimes at the beginning of my workday. I'll be at my desk. I work from home, so I'm able to control that environment to a point. I can't control when the dogs bark at the mail lady.
Sure.
I can't control when the kids bus in, and have but that's real life. And that's what moms go through. So we can't all have like this sound booth and this quiet space. So you have to be diligent and intentional about what's important to you. You understand? So for me, I can start at the beginning of my day going, you know what? This is going to set the tone for the rest of my day. So let me get myself in this creative, open, relaxed space so I can do what I need to do. I'll do it in the middle of the day. I'll do it while I'm cooking. I'll do it in the evening, right as I'm trying to get the day off of me, to relax and go into that sacred sleep space.
Okay.
So it does not have to be complicated. It's just breathing, just taking your breath and being aware of how you feel.
Wow.
In your, but when you're doing it right, when you feel like you're floating
and that's
inside.
how I just felt.
Yep.
Tan, this has been so amazing. Thank you again. The Mindfulness Guide being here with us, Miss Tan Shakespeare. amazing conversation. We have one more Amazon gift card winner. Drum roll, please. Miss Zan Cooper. Zan Cooper. Congratulations on your win of the Amazon gift card. Congratulations. Don't y'all be haters. Y'all give Miss Zan a hand. Wow, what an amazing time we've had together today, Tan. Thank you again so much for being a guest and sharing with us mindfulness for the moms that are part of the Rise Up Single Mom community.
Thank you for inviting me.